Well, welcome to another episode of Not That It Matters.
What's up?
I'm your host, Nick Lanham, and with me, as always, is my
I was the host last week.
Special guest star, who will probably appear on every episode.
Featured player.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, I want you to get to the point where eventually you do enough that you can be at the end of the credits where it's like, and with Alex Panu as whatever character.
As himself.
You're somebody different on this podcast. You're a nicer person.
That is true.
Yeah.
Oh, kick the mixer already.
Kick the mix.
It happened last episode too.
Yeah.
I just straight up kicked the mixer.
You did, yeah. No matter where we put it. We've changed locations because the audio was so atrocious.
Okay, don't blame the apartment on the audio. The apartment was part of the problem. The other part of the problem was
don't blame the apartment on the audio.
Oh, no. Oh, I fucked up. It wasn't just the apartment's fault, though.
No, I think
there was a lot of reasons why.
We were recording in a shitty program that a lot of people use. I think maybe we're just using it wrong.
Yeah, probably.
Even though it's a weaker program than what we're using now.
Yeah. This one's nicer, but
yeah,
Jesus.
But now we're at my apartment. We were in Alex's apartment. You want to hear
It's way better that we're here because, like, right before I left, there was a cop car and an ambulance driving by and a helicopter above me.
I feel like
my apartment got so fucking loud.
I feel like you're in a nicer part of town. But there's always cops in your neighborhood. Like, I always see like cops, or I see like
people got like somebody got like carjacked in my neighborhood like 2 months ago or a couple months ago. And so there's always a cop car for months at a time. Well, there's a cop car parked at the front of our neighborhood, and there's never a cop in it. It's like just like a deterrent.
I've noticed that. Yeah, I've noticed
very
that.
Weird.
Yeah, that one does throw me off. But I mean, like, there's always ambulances. We've discussed people die a lot in your neighborhood, or it's just kids with alcohol poisoning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But in my neighborhood,
a lot of drunk drivers. One of my buddies was we were at my place after work until like 4 a.m, and we were just obliterated stoned.
Yeah,
and he left my apartment and immediately got pulled over.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
dude,
he didn't get anything though.
Really?
They passed it. He's really good high.
I was gonna say he must be real.
If it was
smooth.
me, I would be like, I did the drugs.
Yeah, it was all
Take me away, sir.
Yeah. Don't check my butthole. Okay, do.
Yeah, yeah. Please do.
Yeah, I hid it there for a purpose. Actually, I saw my neighbor. This is probably like when we first moved in a couple months ago, maybe like a couple weeks right after, and he rolled up and I was sitting in our parking lot outside my apartment, and both of his right side tires were just off the rims and they were covered in mud, and he was fucking just hammered. He was. Oh, dude, he had no clue. He had no clue that his car was fucked up. Like, cause he got out of his car and he kind of waved and stumbled, and I was like, oh boy. So I finally got out. I was being really lame, and I was listening to a podcast about sports, and I really wanted to know who they thought the Cardinals might trade for.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I put that on the record just now. I realized.
Read it.
Yeah, but I like to hear people talk about it, so then I can like think more.
Must be a sports thing. I don't get it.
I mean, people are going to listen to us talk right now. And by people, I mean us. Yeah. And 2 other viewers.
Oh, yeah.
On YouTube. Okay, let's get into the show. Usually, I feel like this is how it's going to go more often than not. The last episode, we started reviewing comics, but I think normally we'll start just sort of shooting the shit, talking about whatever we're going to talk about for this episode.
They get it. They just listen to it.
No, but we did it backwards last time.
Did we?
Yeah, we did comics first.
No, we mentioned a comic first and then didn't talk about it until 45 minutes in.
What saga?
Saga and Middle West.
And Middle West, yeah. That's
actually true. Middle West, most of what we said about Middle West was recorded before the podcast.
It
didn't even make it into the final.
Yeah. Yeah, and
that's when we actually talked about it.
Most of Middle West was me trying to be like, you were like, you're on the dad side. And I was like, I mean, I am, but no, I'm not. His dad's mean.
Yeah.
So that's why this time we'll just kind of.
You were also, I feel like you were way more of like a shithead, like in like middle school.
Yes.
I feel like you were way worse than I was. Pretty bad.
I was a bad kid.
Dude, there was a week in middle school where my mom and dad both were out of town, so I had the house to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And in that week, I would go down with all my friends to like the creek in our neighborhood, and we were just drinking, smoking cigars and weed for like 4 days.
How old were you?
8th grade, I think.
Yeah.
And then in that time too, I had 2 friends who were really high, and they, I wasn't with them, but they called and they were like, "Hey, can we go to your house so we can like just sober up before we go home?" And my sister came home like with one of our neighbors while they were there.
Oh, and they would have been like what, 6th grade?
Yeah, my sister was in 6th grade, and it was like another parent. And they came in and they saw people like running out of the front door, and there was like weed all over the kitchen table.
You guys just scattered, and they just left the weed with you.
So like they called the cops because they thought somebody was breaking in.
When they left their weed?
No. The mom who was taking my sister home, they like called the cops, and then as the cops like were coming there, they're like, "Did you know who these people were?" And I was like, "Yes, I did. I'm so sorry."
Can you imagine if somebody broke into your house and just squatted and like divvied up their weed and then ran out when somebody came home?
That'd be great. You get free weed.
That's what I feel like they thought happened. They're like, "Who left their weed and ran?"
Yeah. My parents were so pissed.
Yeah. In 8th grade,
kill me.
I think I smoked weed for the first time when I was in 8th grade, but my parents never knew. They would have murdered me. They knew in high school, but they knew of it.
I was such a nerd, like in 6th or like middle school.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to be so cool and I just wasn't. I remember this other party. I smoked a cigarette at a party.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, "Oh, I'm so buzzed off of a cigarette."
That Nick buzz.
Yeah. And I didn't really get it at that time, but I remember people looking at me like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I look back and I'm like, "Oh, they like thought I was such a loser."
Oh yeah. They were just laughing at you.
And then I ended up smoking cigarettes for years.
That's true. And now you just hit that vape hard.
Yeah.
You can hear it in the last episode.
I know.
It's so loud.
It's like,
yeah. You hear me talking. It sounds like I'm just talking through like a crackling fire. Like I'm talking to you through a fireplace.
Terrible.
It's the life that you
just touched feet.
Yeah.
That was cute.
You did that on purpose.
We're sitting much closer than we were last episode.
Yeah.
Last episode, we're like across the room.
Yeah.
Now we're on like a love seat together.
Yeah.
With our feet, just millimeters apart.
It's not a love seat. It's a full sofa.
Whatever.
I mean, I can't.
Can you picture me? We're sitting on a chair together.
Yeah. It's it's a folding chair. Can you picture me sleeping on this thing?
No, you're fucking way too tall.
I've tried, and it was misery.
Ooh, I see you went with my outfit from last week.
Yeah.
You're wearing joggers and moccasins.
Joggers, moccasins, and a t-shirt. And you are actually similar to me. Boots, khakis. And a comb over.
Yeah. Nice hoodie.
Yeah.
I'm a fancy boy.
Oh, they're telling me. I was like, do you think that this is this is a t-shirt?
No, that's what I'm wearing.
It's a red t-shirt. Okay. Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck have we talked about so far?
Nothing. Yeah. You're supposed to get us onto a topic. For what you want to talk about for this episode before we get into comic books.
I don't know. I kind of want to get into comics early. I'm in a comic-y mood.
Cool. Let's just break the rules.
Well, the format doesn't matter. We've already made that known.
I feel like the episode will be called something that, like, not that it matters. By episode, I mean show. Channeling my inner Matt Stewart. Having no idea where I was going, just talking.
Just rambling.
Are these two?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to start with?
All right, so let's go big 2 first.
Actually, I want to preface this. So if you're listening to these and you do read comics, or even if you've just dabbled a little bit, you're going to notice that we're talking about stuff that is almost exclusively already come out most of the time. But I think it's because you're talking to
always.
Do what?
Pretty much always. We're doing a lot of volumes.
Yeah, except Middle West. But the reason I think that we haven't really discussed it, but I think the reason we're doing it is because while I've been reading for a while, Alex hasn't been. And like we mentioned last time, it's very intimidating to get into comics.
Yeah, it's insane.
Right.
It's one of the hardest things ever. Like
you looked scared.
Imagine never seeing a movie before and then having all the movies.
Yeah, yeah. And having people that like work there that know every movie and everybody that made it and how it got made.
Yeah, it's like if you've never seen a movie and then one person's like, "Dude, you have to see Apocalypse Now." Yeah, it's the greatest movie of all time.
Well, that's what it's like.
It's the same thing.
You get introduced like a Jeff Lemire, who we're about to talk about, and he is like a Kubrick type of person. Yeah. I mean, obviously he's not like the legend of that. Like that'd be more like an Alan Moore or something. But like you get introduced to somebody.
Who's Alan Moore?
Watchmen.
Oh, okay.
From Hell. V for Vendetta.
Oh,
he's pretty good. Sandman.
I think those
translate. Swamp Thing. Sorry.
Those translate into such good films too. They're so visually stunning.
Oh yeah.
V for Vendetta is amazing.
I love V for Vendetta. I actually really love Watchmen. A lot of people don't like it, but I really liked it. Yeah.
I watched the Ultimate Cut a couple months ago, and it is long. It's 3 hours and like 45 minutes.
That has the cartoon mixed in with it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
It has that weird cartoon of
the Black Freighter.
Yeah.
Because that's what's in like the comic.
The pirate or whatever. Oh, that's in the comic?
Well, the comic is like you see the two guys like on the street at that little newspaper stand reading the Black Freighter, like talking about it, and it cuts to stuff about it. Yeah.
That little kid like in the newspaper stand man.
Yeah. So that's why we're talking about comics that are old, is because these are good jumping on points, and they're comics that are sort of like good benchmarks to measure things against, and they're sort of the pinnacle of what the medium can be. Yeah, I think, right?
Yeah. So let's start with my favorite Batman, but I also have only read 2 Batmans. So we're going to start with Batman Hush by Jeff Loeb, art by Jim Lee, and colors by Scott Williams.
Yes.
I think that's what the third name is.
Yeah.
I don't even really know the format of these things.
Yeah. So Jeff Loeb,
what else has he written?
His big stuff with DC is mostly Batman. You would probably know like Batman: The Long Halloween and Dark Victory, which really were big influences on the Nolan trilogy.
Never heard of either of those.
Well, they were a lot of what influenced the Nolan trilogy, and like that. And I think he didn't do.
Wait, was the Joker in it?
No.
What about the Scarecrow?
I forget. I haven't read Long Halloween
Catwoman?
forever. Yeah, Catwoman was.
Did they get married? The most recent one?
No, they did not.
They didn't get married.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
That was so stupid. Like
I know
the road to the wedding.
Yeah, I know. Because I
like
love
the Bachelor of Batman comics.
And the way it ends too. They give each other these like really dramatic notes that are like, "I loved you, but I can't love you because this is why." And it's really not good. I'm not going to spoil it, but I had like mixed feelings on it because I love Tom King that writes that. He's so good.
Is Tom King the guy who's still writing it?
Yeah, he's written. It's bi-monthly now. So it's bi-weekly, every 2 weeks,
2 times a week.
Yeah, bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly, 2 times every single week.
Well, I said bi-monthly, and I was like, no, it's every 2 months. Yeah, I meant it's twice a month, and instead of usually once a month. But they're at like 62 issues or something. He's doing like 100 issue arc. It's one long story. And but I love Tom King. He does Mr. Miracle, which is incredible. He did the Vision. That's not the guy that wrote Hush. Hush is
the Vision as in Vision from Marvel.
Yeah, he didn't invent Vision, but he did this really good run of Vision that sort of like humanized the character, and he makes his own family. And
is Vision in the comics the same as he is in the films?
In what way?
He's like an amalgamation of Tony Stark, Bruce Banner, and Ultron.
No, I honestly, he's not. I don't know the Vision that well. Actually,
he doesn't even have an Infinity Stone in the comics, does he?
No, it's like I forget what sun powered, or I forget what it's powered by. But it's so when they were talking about him becoming an Avenger, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I guess like Tom King's Vision hadn't come out yet. I don't think at that point anyway. So I haven't read any. I'd only seen him as like a character that's been in other people's books. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Batman Hush.
Yeah. Jeff Loeb, speaking of Marvel, so he did a bunch of Batman at DC, and then now he moved to Marvel. And he is the guy that's the head of all of Marvel TV.
He's with all of Marvel TV?
Well, he's like
he's
the Kevin Feige.
He almost lost a job.
But he should.
Because single one of them got canceled.
Well, but he's also been the head of a lot of bad shit too. I mean, you look at like Luke Cage had half of a good season and then 1.5 bad seasons. Iron Fist was.
I think I only watched. I watched the first. Are you talking the first half of season 1 was good?
Yeah, with Mahershala Ali. Yeah. And then when he dies, it's bad.
I didn't think I got that far. I think I got like 4 episodes in.
Okay.
I still love Daredevil. I even thought the last season was really good.
Oh, all 3 seasons are great.
Yeah. Iron Fist sucked a fat dick.
Yeah, there had like a few good moments, but
Sir Loras Tyrell does not look like a martial artist. Well, the Prince of Flowers.
Okay, give him credit. He had to learn and I didn't watch much of the second season, but the first season he had to learn a lot of the fight choreography on the day.
I know.
Who does that? That's a terrible way to make a film or a TV show.
It's no matter what. It's terrible from a producing standpoint.
You don't choreograph fights the day of.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, that Daredevil stairway scene. Oh, that took 1 day.
That Daredevil hallway scene where he's just in and out of the hallway.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's
the prison one in season 3.
That's the craziest. They claim that's ever. 1 take. I don't know if I buy it, but at the same time, I've watched it and I don't see an edit point.
I don't either. The stairwell scene is supposed to be one take too.
The hallway I know is.
The hallway is for sure is.
Even though, because the hallway is obviously the least. The stairway's one take?
I think so.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think that whole scene's one take.
Him going down the stairs and then all like at that elevator at the bottom?
I think so.
With the chain. The hallway is like the least complicated, but it movement wise is probably the most complicated because like you have to like fly through doors and come in and out.
Yeah.
But it's definitely the best. I think that hallway scene is still the best one of the three. They're all amazing.
How good was Jessica Jones?
I only watched like half of the second season, but the first season I really, really liked.
That's David
Tennant.
Yeah.
He's so amazing.
He's my favorite Doctor.
Oh yeah, man too. I'm not a big Doctor Who fan, but I mean, I know of Doctor Who is from my buddy Corbin, and I keep up with it through him. And when he got me to watch it, Tennant was in like the middle of his, or maybe he had just taken over from Eccleston.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tennant's probably the best overall. Matt Smith's still my favorite because he's really funny.
Yeah. He's
goofy.
He's probably the funniest for sure.
Yeah. No,
of like our modern doctors.
Yeah.
I don't know much
Jodie
about
Whittaker. I wanted it to be good.
I haven't watched any of her.
I wanted it to be good. The first episode is a very good episode of Doctor Who, I think. But yeah, I think the only thing I have left is the season finale for this season.
Is she coming back? She's doing another season, right?
Yeah, probably.
I would hope.
Yeah. Most doctors do like 2-3 seasons besides Eccleston.
Yeah. Well, and his whole thing was, I'm going to help you bring it back and then I'm done. Right. I thought that's what he said.
I think so. But I think after he finished it, he wanted to come on for 2 and then they were like, no.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, we don't want to.
Is that what it was?
I think so.
I don't know. I remember.
I don't know like about like the history of the show. I just like the show. Yeah. I never watched like all the old school episodes or anything like that.
No, I've watched a few, just like here and there. I remember when I was like a kid, they came on as like reruns when I was younger, like Tom Baker.
Like, Tom Baker.
I remember thinking they were terrible.
Tom Baker is considered like the best doctor because he was the doctor for the longest. Well, he was the doctor for like 8 years.
Well, that doesn't make him the best.
I know, but he's generally considered as the best one, like by fans and critics and everybody says he's the best.
Oh, well,
which is why he got 7 seasons to do it.
Yeah.
If they don't like you as the doctor, they'll fucking kill you off.
I don't think I've had that problem though. Capaldi, maybe.
Capaldi got real boring.
Yeah. His shtick didn't work.
First Capaldi, like the first 1.5 Capaldi seasons were good.
Yeah, Corbin showed me quite a bit of the first.
All the Jenna Coleman stuff's great.
Yeah, that's the stuff that I saw.
Jenna Coleman's was one of my favorite companions to come the last couple of years.
He kind of had a like more of that like darker vibe that Tennant had then, but from what I can tell, at least he lost a lot of that and it just kind of got like lame. Like he wasn't.
Yeah, he was like an angry Scotsman in the first couple.
Yeah,
and then towards the end, he was like goofy and. I don't know. Like they try to make him funny.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fucking gulp the mic.
Yeah.
Every time I have to gulp, I'm literally just like throwing the mic behind my head.
You got to do one of those like screamo microphone, like spin out in the audience and pull it back.
Yeah. I'm literally like, I'm just putting it over my shoulder just to.
Alex, he's like a gulp master.
This is the loudest gulp in history.
The best is we have a class together, and when it's really quiet, and Alex has like a tea or a water or a Monster or some shit.
A tea?
I feel like you do.
I don't really drink tea.
Or I guess it's coffee. I'm assuming it's tea a lot of times.
No, it's always coffee.
But you do like coffee. I just never.
I drank a shit ton of coffee.
And you gulp so loud, and our teacher's just rambling, and it's the best because I know like I'm literally, I'm just literally zoning out, and I just hear like.
Yeah.
Okay,
dude,
so
I've already had 2 coffees today, and now a Monster.
And a Monster now, like a half a Monster.
Well, Monster at 6 p.m.
Good luck getting to bed. Now you got a sleep aid.
I went to bed at 5 a.m. this morning. I know.
I woke up an hour after you went to bed.
Yeah, I woke up at like 1 p.m.
Okay, so Batman Hush. So Jeff Loeb, he runs TV. Jim Lee.
We're in the same problem. We mention the comic, say 2 things about it, and then 15 minutes later get back on it.
Yeah, but this one is like I mentioned that guy Corbin, my best friend, he got me into comics, and like this is like the one that he gave me that really resonated with me.
The first one?
Yeah. Like this one he gave me a Marvel one, Contest of Champions, I think is what it was called. And it had like every Marvel hero. And it was cool that, cause like that helped me like really
Civil War, how Civil War has like literally every single Marvel character ever.
Yeah, and so they're all thrown in this like gladiator thing, and they have to fight. So it also like tells you what their powers are. It's a really good intro because I didn't know a lot about that. Like I said,
gives like a breakdown of each person and what their skills are.
At that point, I'd had like a few like X-Force comics and like random shit, and then he gave me that, and then he gave me Hush, and Hush, as you've read, like introduces you to the entire Bat family.
Yeah,
but
the Bat family.
Don't make fun of it. I love it. Before we do that, I want to say Jim Lee is like one of the best artists in comics, and right now he's going through this period where a lot of people don't like him. Like they don't.
Is he kind of like old guard?
Yes, and so they're like, I don't like. A lot of people are that way with like AC/DC or something like that, where they'll be like, my parents loved AC/DC. Like,
how dare you? AC/DC is a shit.
I love AC/DC, but you know what I mean though. Like a lot of people have that with stuff that's like just great, and it doesn't matter, but people love it so much that then they start to hate it. And Jim Lee's art is incredible, and a lot of people nowadays are like, it's just like he's the DC house style. He's what became like bad about comics, and it's because he's one of the founders of Image Comics. But his era of Image Comics were shit.
What was he doing?
He did Wildcats.
Okay. I don't know that comic.
No, the two big ones.
I heard of it.
The two big ones that came out.
Savage
Dragon, Spawn.
Yeah.
And I mean, like they were all that way though. They were like these girls with like tiny waists and no clothes and massive boobs, like
all the guys
unreal
were just
boobs,
jacked, big square jaws,
and just tons of pouches and guns on everything that they could have.
Pouches,
literally.
That is a very like comic book thing.
Oh, so many pouches.
Yeah, you have to have a utility belt with just a bunch of shit in it.
Yeah, Rob Liefeld, who created Deadpool, he was one of the other guys that co-founded it. And recently, after people made fun of the pouches for so long, he created a character called Pouch Man. He's just covered in pouches. He's just all pouches. He literally just has a nose that protrudes through pouches on his face.
Oh, that's fun.
It's pretty good. But Jim Lee is like prolific in terms of art. He also is like the art force behind the Arkham games. Like he oversaw the development of those. Like those
are fun games.
He's a big DC exec these days, and he's also from St. Louis.
Jim Lee's from St. Louis?
Yeah.
Is he related to Stan?
Yeah. Look at him.
Jim and Stan Lee.
They look very similar.
Do they?
Yeah.
Jim
Lee's Asian. Stan Lee's white.
Oh. Jim Lee is Asian?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Huh. I wouldn't have thought that.
No.
I'm racially profiling
Do you think that Stan Lee's real name is Stan Lee?
No, what's his real name?
Stanley Lieber.
Oh.
Yep. He thought I think he thought it was like too Jewish or something like that, and he changed it.
Lieber?
Yeah.
What if it was like Stanley Leibowitz? I would definitely.
Well, I don't know, but it was that time where anti-Semitism was a big deal.
Oh yeah, because he was born like in the 20s.
Dude, yeah, he was old as fuck.
Yeah, so he was around. Oh Jesus, yeah, he was around during the 40s.
He's like 92 or something.
Let's get the Jewiness out of my name.
Unfortunately, like that sucks. But Stan Lee is also obviously like just now an iconic name.
Yeah,
and Jim Lee is also an icon. But because I mean, without him, there would be no Image Comics. They were the guys that left Marvel.
To start Image.
Yeah,
so he was DC, then Marvel, and then left them all.
He was Marvel, and he still has the single highest selling comic of all time. His I forgot which, it's X-Men #1 or something, I think, and it sold like 8 million copies. Which today, a good comic will sell
100,000.
Yeah, that's like really good.
It's really good.
And like your big
back in the 90s when people were just buying a shit ton.
Yeah, that was the height. That was like when, and then it crashed, and now it's kind of come back because of the movies. Comics have had like a renaissance, and because of things like, like the Image Comics and things that we'll be talking about. Other ones,
creator-owned stuff.
Creator-owned, yeah. But also, even though that's what Image was originally, this new sort of like cinematic format and like a lot of drama comics.
Dude, I think, some of the first comics I ever read, it felt like a movie. It was like,
there
was like storyboards for films. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yep.
So Batman Hush.
Yeah. Batman.
Jim Lee's artwork in this it's really good.
I love it.
It's really dark. It's really gritty, but it's also incredibly colorful, and it has that old comic book feel.
Yeah.
Like Batman literally has like a 36 pack.
Yeah. He's massive.
He's giant.
So is Superman.
Yeah, and the thing I love about Superman too is that Superman's a bad guy in all these because he's like under Poison Ivy's spell.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't remember how though. Is it just like she's like a seductress kind of a thing where guys just like fall for her?
Yeah, she has that mist stuff that she can put on guys. And I mean,
dude, when I was a kid,
Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy in, was it Batman and Robin?
Oh, that hard nipple movie.
The Nipple Boys.
The Nipple Boys.
Dude, that movie.
Dude, she was so hot in that movie.
Do you know that George Clooney, if you tell him that you hated Batman and Robin, he'll just give you the ticket price back? Like,
what do you mean?
Like, he's been known, if people come up to him to go and be like, I fucking hated Batman and Robin, he'll be like,
give you $10.
Here's $8.50, or whatever. Yeah.
That's great.
He's like, I'm so sorry that you paid to watch that movie. Thank God, too.
Dude, that movie sucked.
Yeah, it's really bad.
But I was like a kid when that came out.
Yeah.
And so for a little bit, I loved it. Like when I was a little kid.
When I was a little kid, I thought they were great.
And I've seen it recently, and it's just fucking garbage.
Yes. It's the same with
all the ice puns. Arnold Schwarzenegger does.
Nice to meet you.
Don't catch a cold
Batman.
Yeah.
And he's like, I might be Robin, like maybe is Nightwing at the end, sort of.
Is he?
Yeah. He changes.
Which one's Nightwing?
He's Robin, like the first. He's Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson.
He's got
old comic book name. Just comic book names in general are great.
He's got the black suit with like the blue bird across it and like the black domino mask.
I don't know that one. I haven't read a lot of Batman though.
Nightwing's one of the best characters in the Big Two. I would say he's one of my favorites. Okay, so but Hush also is good in terms of storytelling for the Big Two because it's not your normal Big Two story. It's like a big like sweeping mystery more.
Yeah,
so.
the entire. Well, so this thing is 2 volumes, and even by like the
issues.
13 issues. Yeah, I mean, even probably like 11 issues in, you still have no fucking idea what's going on.
No.
You still have no idea who Hush is or who's, and then you kind of start pulling the strings for this whole thing. Because it's like a big, like villain conspiracy that's going on to kill Batman.
Yeah, there's
or not even to kill him, just like to fuck him up, like to.
Well, and maybe like reveal his identity. That's a big part of it too.
Yeah,
which actually hits home almost more because you're like, yeah, everybody wants to kill Batman, but the idea that somebody's like, no, I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to wreck your life.
Yeah,
like you can't be Batman.
I want to ruin you.
I'm going to ruin you as Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
which because like obviously the big question is always like, is he Batman and Bruce Wayne's his identity, or is he Bruce Wayne and Batman's his secret identity? Like, which is the real mask? That's like a big question people ask all the time. But I like that this comic is like
douchey, like trying to be profound.
Not really. I think it is.
What's his real identity?
And when you say it that way, don't touch me with your foot.
Is he Batman and he's just pretending to be Bruce Wayne? Yeah. Oh, that is unprofessional. My phone just went off. Oh. I got a text.
But I like that this comic is just like, yeah, who fucking cares? They're gonna wreck him both ways, so it doesn't really matter. Like,
I just want you to know, I just got an email from a lawn care equipment company that I bought a lawnmower from like 3 years ago.
Oh, nice. What'd they say? How are they doing? Are they good?
Winter service savings, man.
Oh, dude.
Trying to get me savings on my lawnmower.
Yeah, feel free to forward that to me. I obviously have a lot of lawn to deal with.
Jesus.
But no, Hush is one because I feel like I don't want to spoil it because it's such a good reveal at the end.
Yeah, I don't think we should.
No, but
you should 100% read this comic. Though. Yeah, it's really good.
Because also Hush as a villain is really compelling. I won't spoil who he is either.
Yeah, but I don't know like what to say without spoiling shit.
I know. I'll just say Hush.
Let's not spoil this comic that's 20 years old.
Is it 20 years? No, is it?
It's like 2002.
Oh, it's called
16.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an old one.
Well, what I'll say this, you know, like without spoiling who he is, he's a compelling villain because he's someone we haven't met. And so even at that point in 2002, you've met most of Batman's compelling villains, especially for somebody like Batman, who maybe outside of Spider-Man. No, I would say maybe probably better than Spider-Man. He has the best rogues gallery. Like combination of villains, Batman's the best.
Sorry if you can hear my page turning. I'm trying to hold a mic and flip through pages with one hand. This one came out in 2003 for volume 2.
There you go. But Hush is compelling.
15 years old.
Yeah, he's compelling because he's Batman's equal and he doesn't have any powers, which most of Batman's rogues gallery don't really have powers as much, but I don't know. he's also like, he's just like shrewd. He doesn't seem insane. He just seems like he wants revenge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a really interesting backstory.
It's hard not to spoil it.
Yeah.
We can't, but
yeah. He has a similar upbringing, but also he has like a very similar upbringing to Bruce Wayne. And then there's a really specific fork in his life that kind of sends him down this different path.
Yeah. And it shows when Bruce was still young and naive.
Yeah. Yeah. It shows him still as a kid instead of like the cinematic. Oh, they're walking out of the opera. His parents get shot and killed. Oh no. Flash forward to 20 years later.
Oh my God. I've never seen that.
It's in every fucking Batman movie.
Single one.
It's obnoxious.
So many times.
Except for BVS.
It's in it.
Oh, it is in it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's Jeffrey Dean Morgan and the girl from Walking Dead.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, and the pearls bounce every time. Yeah. Sometimes there's blood, sometimes there's not.
Yeah, his parents are always face first, and he's like sitting like on his knees, like kneeling down, crying.
Well, it's always like his dad's like either his dad is like, okay, I'll give you my wallet, and then he just shoots him anyway, or he's like he tries to like jump in front of his wife. Like no matter what, they die some way. So just don't show it. That's
why I like Spider-Man Homecoming so much too. Is because they don't show he's on a school trip and he got bit by a spider.
Yeah, he just mentions it in passing at one point. They don't even got
bit by a spider once,
which is actually a good.
And his friend's like, "Is the spider still alive? Can I get bit?"
Yeah, he's
like, "No, it's dead."
That's the same way with the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. They show like a sort of little montage thing in the beginning when they're doing. It's one of those long extended intro credit scenes.
Yeah,
like X-Men or Mission Impossible do a lot. But
the 10 minutes of movie and then.
Yeah, and then they do like a long, and it's like it'll show
like one really big scene.
Yeah, and it shows like a montage of him like getting infected by gamma and stuff, but they don't explain what happened. He just is the Hulk already.
It's great.
Yeah, and Ruffalo, I guess, is that way too. They've never, now that they've changed, obviously, but they've never needed to go back. A lot of them in Marvel actually haven't had origin stories. Like the big ones have, but
Iron Man,
you can name them, but like a lot of the people who haven't had movies who are still big characters don't have origin stories. Like in the comics they do, but Black Widow
has an origin story
in a movie.
You see her like in ballet or some shit like that.
Oh, those little cutscenes, but she doesn't have not like a real
meaty backstory.
Hawkeye, same way.
Hawkeye is one of my least favorite favorite.
I know.
We talked about in the last one is that arrows are so dumb.
Yeah, but he's
like
great.
Arrows are so dumb nowadays. But the fact that he's just like a normal that cutscene in is it Civil War when they go to his house?
Oh, that's Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron
with his family.
Yeah, they just go and he has a family and 2 kids. Yeah. He's like, hey, I'm gonna go cut wood.
And his wife's just like looking at Thor and like hilarious. Captain America in her house. Great. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah, he's like, Dad's going to work.
Yep. His kids are just cool. They know, like, It's hilarious. And they think of Black Widow as their aunt.
Yeah.
They don't know who she is.
Just like fucking murdering people all day long.
Auntie Natasha. She's like, I just killed 12 people. So Jesus. It's hard with Hush because it's such a good mystery that if you spoil it, there's nothing after it to like be like, oh, you don't know everything because you would. It's a very like open and closed story. It's like it's like a single loop.
Yeah.
But it does a good job of introducing
you. Detective Batman too.
Yeah, which is my favorite Batman.
It's not like throwing batarangs and all that kind of shit.
What's wrong with that?
No, that's fine, but it's more like like it's more research and
you see a lot of him
trying to figure stuff out. It's like that. It's more that Charlie Day meme of him, and it's always he's connecting yarn to a bunch of shit.
Yeah, and it's a good introduction to the whole like a lot of the big villains, a lot of his big allies. You know, like Tim Drake is the Robin at that point. You see Nightwing, you see Catwoman. It's one of my favorite stories too because I love the Batman Catwoman romance thing, and they pepper it in throughout like over years at a time.
Yeah,
and that one does a really good job with it.
Sorry to burp.
No, yeah.
It's gonna sound great on mic.
Yeah.
Second, you were like, "Hey, what's this?"
Second, like, okay, this is when you start talking.
Yeah. I went to go speak and I felt it like come up, but I was like, "Fuck."
But Batman Catwoman.
Yeah, I really like this one too because it's I haven't read it in like 2 months. But if I remember correctly, it's more like in passing flirting.
Oh no, they make out.
They do?
Like have sex probably. It kind of alludes to it.
Oh.
She like figured he like tells her who she is.
Isn't that like
they like are in love clearly.
Isn't it like later in the isn't it like in volume 2? Isn't like volume No, it's just from the beginning.
Not in the very beginning, but I mean it's in the first volume.
I don't remember their relationship at all.
Oh yeah.
I was more interested in the mystery. Well, that's why I refer Batman mostly. I like stuff that doesn't feel like Batman.
Oh, well, then, I like you'd Batman. Love this.
What is this?
Wait, I'm going to find it. You keep talking.
Dude, Superman in that is so cool. And I fucking hate Superman. I hate Superman because he's like that infallible character. Oh, yeah, they're making... Oh, I remember that panel.
Yeah, it's like an iconic Batman panel of them making out on the rooftop.
Yeah, with the moon behind them in the city.
Yep. Jim Lee's ours.
Superman, though, I fucking hate him in everything that I see.
Because he's so powerful?
He's so powerful. Good. He's such like a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like Captain America, too.
Yeah, Captain America's a little bit more edgy.
You know what I just realized? That might be the most frustrating thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Nick has a giant bookshelf at his house.
Yeah.
And all the books are facing paper out, not spine out.
That talked to my roommate about it.
Obnoxious thing I've ever seen.
My roommate, I don't know why she does it. I love her to death, and she's got so many good books too, but I think it's because she said it's because she's read them all or something, but
that's the dumbest thing I've...
Hey, take it up with her, man.
What if you want to fucking read something?
I know. I've not read most of these.
What if you're like, where's the Great Gatsby? Oh, you're going to have to turn off that air conditioning or that heater.
Oh, yeah.
That's a real loud.
Pause it real quick.
All right. We're going to pause. Next, going to turn this off. And you know me. I'm going to go pee.
I've had, everybody that's come in has asked me about those books, though. Ethan sat on our couch and asked me, he's like, can I flip them? And I'm like, no, I mean, it's what she wants, but
it's not even that it's all of them, because there's 5 that are not. There's 3 in the middle and there's 2 in a corner.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple too up top.
Oh, the Fire HD box.
Yeah. Dude, I'm really low energy today.
Yeah, you are. Why. You are.
I don't know.
You just drink a Monster. It takes a minute to kick in.
Drink a Monster, but I had so much coffee today too.
Maybe you're just already hitting that fall and the Monster's just going to love you out a little bit.
I fucking hope not. Well, it's a rough day already. I woke up at 1.
Yeah, you stayed up till 5.
I know. I have a problem.
Let's just talk about.
Do you want to do a booze update?
Yeah,
since we talked about it last time.
Yeah.
So last time we recorded, I was 5 days off the booze. I think.
Yep.
Couple days.
Yep.
And then I went to Kansas City immediately after that.
Mm-hmm.
And first day I was like, yeah, I'll be good. So we're going out and I was just going to have 1 beer with dinner.
Just starts with 1.
That turned into vodka Red Bulls and just drinking Tito's all night long.
Yeah, well,
hammered.
The story Alex told me, and this is just exemplary of, I guess, who he is as a drinker, is he's like, yeah, I was just going to have the 1 beer and I was fine. And then I was like, I need a Red Bull. So I was going to get a Red Bull. And then everybody was like, I guess calling you a pussy or something.
Yeah.
And so you were
my girlfriend did. She's like, you're just going to get a Red Bull, you nerd?
Yeah, your girlfriend's great.
So I was like, yeah, I'll get a Red Bull vodka. Oh, and then I fucking spilled it like an asshole. I was completely sober, and I picked up a pitcher. Of water to pour it in my water glass, and I just bitch slapped my whole drink into my lap.
Well, yeah. So that's the last time you drank, though. Was then?
No, I also drank last night.
Oh, great. So yeah,
I couldn't go to sleep.
So you just drank yourself to sleep?
Kind of, yeah. Well, actually, no, not really. It wasn't to sleep. I was really stressed. So I was editing something for my animation class.
Was it that green screen thing that you're doing when we're with the movie theater thing?
Oh yeah. So I was doing that, and I'd worked on it for an hour and a half, and I was going to go turn it in, and then my program froze, not responded, and then just canceled out, and I hadn't saved.
Fuck.
So I lost 2 hours of work, and I was just fucking mad. So I started drinking wine and watching The Great British Bake Off.
Oh, man.
I'd never seen that show.
It's so good.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's great.
I was immediately invested in every single person. Raul is killing it in season 6.
Is he?
Oh my God, he's murdering.
I haven't watched season 6.
I was the best. Dan was out to an early lead, episode 4.
Oh man. And
then
time people say Dan, I just think of Dan Flood. Anyways.
Oh, he's got to come on.
We have to have Dan Flood on.
Yeah.
He would be a great guest.
We should get him tequila drunk again.
Dude, he was so funny. He got so drunk.
Guy's a psycho.
Yeah. Was he tequila drunk? Was that what it was?
Yeah. Remember we picked him up.
He had already been drinking.
This kid who goes to our school is like, he's really funny, but he's really quiet and nerdy.
He's really timid.
Yeah, very timid.
Yeah.
And so we picked him up like the first time to like go out with him, like to go out drinking. And he was already like 4 or 5 tequilas deep.
Yeah.
He was drinking like tequila Sprites, which might be the grossest drink ever.
Yeah. He seems very into it though. And then we haven't
hung out with him since though. Not like outside of school.
No, we were supposed to go get a beer with him one night and he bailed.
He bailed for work, yeah.
Yeah, and then but we'll make him go. We'll get him out. Well, and Alex will stay sober. But I'll make sure of that, I suppose.
I got to get back into my Alan Carr book. I read it one day and then I was like 5 days good. And then I haven't read it like since that first time I read it.
I feel like
I haven't read it since that first time I read it. I realized when I listened back to this podcast that I sound like a fucking moron. Like all that. I say but more than anybody ever.
I really wanted to make a list of, there were so many times in the first one, of a list and then have a segment called what Nick was going to say before Alex talked over him. Because there was a few like full like new threads that we never went on because you just
derailed you.
You were literally like, you were talking about the sleaze core outfit and I was about to explain what I thought sleaze was. And then you were just like, I have a beard. That's basically I'm pretty sure it's almost exactly what you said. I think you said
I derailed you by just saying I have a beard.
Yeah, because you were talking about you had a sleaze core outfit on and you were like, and I was like, what I think of sleaze core is, and you're like, I have a beard, or like I grew a beard for this, or something like that. And I was like, oh really?
No,
we started talking about hair.
I shaved for this.
Oh, I shaved for this. That's what it was. Yeah,
I trimmed my beard today just for this.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Not really just for this.
Just to go to dinner with your mom.
Yeah.
Gotta keep
mom's taking me out for dinner.
That's so nice.
Well, it was supposed to be me, my girlfriend, and my sister. And then my girlfriend ended up having like a work networking thing. Oh, and then my sister's also working. So I'm like, okay, we'll just go.
Oh, yeah.
Where should I go?
For dinner?
Yeah. Olive Garden.
Oh, Olive Garden is so good.
When you're there, you are family.
That's true. You know who owns that now, right? Post Malone.
Post Malone owns Olive Garden?
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon owned it. They gave it to him as a gift. Olive Garden did. Because Jimmy Fallon was like saying it on the show. He'd never eaten there, but he got that as a gift from Olive Garden. And he'd never been. And Post Malone loves it.
He got it as a gift.
They gave him the copyright to the trademark to "When You're Here, Your Family."
Oh,
to Jimmy Fallon.
I thought you meant like they just gave him the company.
No. So Jimmy had
there's no way you're making this up. There's no way like you're.
No. He'd never eaten at Olive Garden, and Post Malone loves Olive Garden, so he went on the Tonight Show. They went there together.
I saw that,
and Jimmy gave him the trademark to "When You're Here, Your Family" because which is a great gift. Like that'd be like if you loved Burger King and somebody gave you "Have It Your Way." Like
that's great.
Or like. Or wait, no.
Or like,
is that Have It Your Way? Yeah, it's Have It Your Way, right? Burger
yeah.
King? Yeah.
If you love talking about yourself and then Paris Hilton gives you "I'm hot."
Oh my God.
Do you not know that she tried to trademark that?
No.
Yeah, she tried to trademark "That's hot."
That's hot. Yeah.
She tried to trademark that.
What was that show?
Just a saying
with that other girl, Nicole Richie. What was that show she was on? There's other people that live near me.
Yeah, well, I just started hearing like whispers, and I was like, "Did the TV turn on again?"
No, it's my neighbors.
No, is it? I keep wanting to say The Sweet Life, but that's Zach and Cody.
No,
it's Something Life.
It's something. Yeah,
it's something like
life.
that.
The Something Life.
Jeez.
Yeah. Dude, my neighbors. Okay,
are they fucking hammered already?
No,
it's like 6 p.m.
No, they slam their door like their life depends on it.
Yeah.
Because my neighbors on my left side don't, but the neighbors on the right, like I've seen them. They stand there and they like literally they have like a position where they like grasp the door and like,
just shove it shut.
Throw it. Yeah.
Maybe their door frame's fucked. You don't know. You don't know these people.
I don't see a conceivable reason that they have to do it the way that they do.
It's like a college couple, right?
No, they're probably like our age or maybe like 30.
Mid-20s?
Yeah, mid-20s, close to 30.
Okay. My fucking neighbor, my upstairs neighbor, hates us.
He's an old man, right?
Yeah, I know, but he never says hi anymore. Like when we first moved in, he would say hi all the time.
Dude, it's probably because I've been at your house like later at night and you have the like TV up so loud.
Yeah, I'll blare the TV at like 5, at like 4 in the morning.
Yeah. You're watching Thor Ragnarok at like 3 in the morning on like blast.
Yeah, I want him to hear.
I'm sure he was thrilled.
A couple of times he's stomped his feet on the ceiling.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
He's probably like
at like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Like, you scared me when I'm trying to change my colostomy bag. Ew. What's wrong with that?
A fucking poop bag?
Yeah.
There's a lot wrong with it.
You know what, Alex? Some people have to put their poop in a bag and give themselves
Are we talking colon cancer again?
You are.
We did last week.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, I figured out what Alan Rickman.
Yeah, I was going to say, what was it?
Pancreatic cancer.
Oh, isn't that that's like the worst, right?
Yeah. Pancreatic's a bad one. Yeah, I thought it was prostate. Then I went butt related.
What's the good one?
What's the good one?
Yeah.
Skin cancer. That's a good one.
I want that then.
It's an easy one.
Yeah, I need that.
That one they just lop off and you're fine.
Oh, that's fun.
You know it's not good?
No. Don't. What? Don't do that.
Why?
Don't do it. All right, fine. Go ahead. What's not good?
Like tongue and throat cancer is real bad.
How do you know that?
Oh, my dad's dead.
Oh, God.
That's horrible. Yeah, that'll probably get brought up a few times on the podcast.
Yeah.
Really shaped me as a lad. Really made me stop giving a fuck about what to joke about.
I just like that you wanted me to set you up to make a joke about your dad being dead. Like you're like, you know which one's bad? And you knew that I would know what to say. And I was like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And you're like, come on.
Well, it's been 2 episodes. I feel like after 2 hours of talking, I usually reference my dad being dead.
That's true.
Yeah, so I figured we'll mention it this time.
I'm actually shocked. So this is our third attempt at an episode.
Yeah.
Our first one was an attempt. We've done 2 now. You still not use the C word at all.
I know. I'm really proud of myself.
Are you going to bleep it if you use it or are you going to leave it in?
I don't know. What C word are you talking about? Talking about cock?
Talking about see you next Tuesday.
Oh,
oh, there it is. We got it out. Okay. Now you'll have that moral dilemma after we're done.
Do I beep it or not?
Because it's not. I don't know. We listen to a lot of podcasts from Australia where that word is cool. Like they're fine with it and they don't bleep it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool like everywhere except for here.
Is it that way everywhere? I know England is like it's on the rise, but Australia, it's like part of their life.
What do you mean England's on the rise? It's straight up on there.
Oh, is it there too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they use the exact same.
I was listening to Greg Davies talk about it. You know, the comedian Greg Davies. He's like super tall. He's the like older comedian he's English. He was in that show, The In-Betweeners. He was the teacher.
Huh. I've never seen The In-Betweeners.
You definitely would recognize Greg Davies.
I probably would.
He's very funny.
Okay.
And he was saying that like he was really excited that it's becoming a bigger deal than it now.
I think people.
But he's also older. Maybe he's not as in touch.
I think people are also like realizing. Yeah, I also don't think. I think this, but I don't. Like people are getting smart that like you need like things are in context. Like if you're not saying the word cunt as like a be derogatory to anybody. Yeah. It's just a fun fucking word to say. Yeah. It's hilarious.
It's not in my repertoire though. I don't use it. I don't have a problem with it.
I picked it up later. Like later in life.
Oh, dude, can you imagine what our parents would have done if we would have used that word?
Holy shit.
No matter when.
I would have got murdered.
If my mom ever heard me say that, my mom would cut my tongue out.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever used it around my mom or my sister.
No, your mom would not.
I wouldn't like
either.
it.
Your sister would be upset about it?
Oh, yeah.
Would she?
Yeah, she'd be really mad. Yeah. She's a social justice worker.
Well, she just seems super chill usually, but...
She is, but yeah, if you do anything that she doesn't agree with, she gets pretty mad.
My sister
she does not like that
very upset.
Yeah, your super religious sister.
My sister's she's very devout
Greg
Christian.
Davies, let's look him up.
Greg Davies, yeah.
Oh, I know this guy.
Yeah, he's very funny. I want to plug something too, because we're talking about comics and we should have plugged this a long time ago. We go to, if you live in St. Louis, we go to an amazing comic book store.
It's the best.
They're just like the coolest dudes. It's called the Fantasy Shop.
Yeah. And specifically the one in South County.
Yeah. Go talk to any of those guys. John, Scott, DJ, they're all super cool. They're very knowledgeable. And they have a very diverse knowledge too. Like they all have different things they love, but they know everything.
They all read every comic. Most comics.
We would love to have any or all of them on, obviously, to talk comics with us. Yeah. It'd be like having like an expert on to
it's also something to be said for, I mean, I still go to that comic book shop.
Yeah.
And there's a closer fantasy shop to me
Well, same now.
Yeah, there's one like 5 minutes away.
I think
it's way closer.
No, for me, I mean, they're probably equidistant.
For you, I think
they're probably equidistant.
No, I think South County is probably the closer one.
Yeah, because
Maplewood's way closer for me.
Oh yeah, for you, it's
Maplewood's like less than 10 minutes, and
easily,
I drive like 20 something minutes.
Right there off Manchester, right?
Yeah, super close.
Yeah, they have. I think they might have a couple other locations, but they're the best. And they'll go out of their way to find whatever you need.
Dude, I asked for a comic. I think the first time I went in there, and it took them like a month and a half because it was the first issue of Oblivion Song,
right? Which they weren't reprinting.
And I asked for it like one time in passing, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't think we have it." And then I came in like a month later, and he's like, "You never got that Oblivion Song in, did you?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "I got you."
Yeah.
And then he found it for me.
I mean, they're just
same thing with Immortal Hulk 1. They had to ask around for it for a while.
Yeah, they tracked down all the issues of Hush. They've tracked down all the like singles. They tracked down all the
you have all the singles of Hush?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
But I've asked them to find some weird shit for me, and they'll do it. I was trying really hard to find a Saga #1. That one has not been successful, but it's not
that one's
fault.
Like $200, right?
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah.
But
we're looking for all the X-rated covers of sex criminals.
Looking for? I have them.
Do you really?
No. I wish. I have a couple.
Those covers are
they're hilarious.
They are
dude.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
It'd be like a girl like spread eagle with like a butt plug in.
Dude, that comic.
It's a cover of a comic book.
That comic. So this is probably a good segue. Maybe we'll bookend it with comics, because I think this is a good time to talk about comics as like a medium. Maybe that'll be something we talk about, but we can kind of talk about like comics and how they transfer to movies. But the comics medium is, you especially have pointed this out when you first started reading it. There's so much you can do in comics that you can't do anywhere else.
Anything.
Sex criminals could never happen anywhere besides comics.
Same. Well, yeah.
It wouldn't work. It would just be one of those weird, like, if it was a book, it would be one of those weird books with like Fabio on the cover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It couldn't be funny. It would just be weird.
Yeah.
And then if it was a movie, it would just be like 50 Shades and bad.
Well, it's all like, since it's all creator owned stuff, I mean, it's pushing the envelope kind of like how YouTube is doing with like creator.
Like,
what are
you talking about? Like PewDiePie?
That might be a bad example. I'm just talking about like content creators owned by the creators.
Well, yeah, but YouTube has such obviously Image or whoever takes a small cut off the top too, I guess, but they don't do much editing at all.
Yeah, they don't tell you what to do though.
I guess YouTube doesn't really do much.
I guess Netflix would kind of be the closest thing to comic books.
Yeah.
Because Netflix, for a lot of their shows, they don't give them any notes.
No. Apparently Amazon Prime's about the same way. Yeah. Hulu's just now starting to do like original stuff, but that's another good topic, is like, I was talking about that today with one of my coworkers, like the studio system in film, because we're both film students. I'm a screenwriting student and he's a producing major. And the studio system is going to, at some point, it's going to like either adapt in an insane, like a hard left turn to adapt, or it's going to fail, because
I think it's going to be all small studios that are just creating whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And then just working for distribution.
Because you either have Netflix, who's like, do what you want and we'll give you whatever money you need.
All those Netflix originals, like Netflix has nothing to do with them until they buy them.
Except writing them a blank check, basically. Yeah. And then, but then also because of that.
They don't even do that. I feel like somebody makes a thing. Like somebody will just like make a TV show and then they'll try to sell it to Netflix. No, you don't think so?
No. Netflix is very like, they're really good at like sort of fostering that creativity. That's what they do. That's a lot of what they do. They're putting up like hundreds of billions of dollars into creative, like original content.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Did you see how much they just paid for Friends to stay on?
$100 million for a year.
That's ridiculous.
Knowing full well that Warner Brothers has a streaming service coming out next year.
Million.
So it's just for that year.
Yeah.
That's sort of their own worst enemy that Netflix has created, because they've pushed so hard for original content. If they would never have done that, if they would have just been like, we're a streaming service exclusively, you wouldn't have this Disney streaming service. You wouldn't have DC Universe streaming, whatever. You wouldn't have the new Warner Brothers one. You wouldn't have all these, because
nobody's going to do that.
Like, yes, they will. Oh, Disney?
No. Like, no customer is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to pay an extra $10 just to get Warner Brothers content. I don't think they're going to do it.
It has to. Well, it has to be
unless you can get their entire library of everything they've ever done.
That's what Disney's is.
Well, I think the Disney one will definitely catch on. Because is Disney going to have all the Marvel stuff on it too?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. That'll catch on.
Not Netflix. Not the Netflix shows. Those are Netflix.
Yeah.
But
Disney licensed it out to Netflix.
Yeah, and then apparently Netflix chose to cancel them. I'm sure it was mutual, but
I don't know about Daredevil. Daredevil was so good.
Punisher still has a season 2 coming out. I think Jessica Jones has a season 3 coming out still.
Damn.
That's why they're not canceled.
How is Punisher?
I only watched the first half. Yeah. All right. It was pretty good. I really like John Bernthal as Punisher, though.
Yeah, John Bernthal's great. I liked him in that season 2 of Daredevil.
That scene on the rooftop with them together, it's amazing. Incredible. Just amazing.
One of my favorite shows that I just got back into, speaking of original programming, is Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, I haven't watched season 2 yet.
I was like 2 episodes into season 2, and then my girlfriend and I took like a couple-month break.
Yeah.
That show depresses the shit out of me.
Yes.
Because I hate like hyper-religious people. And that show is rough to watch.
Yeah, and it shows you the idea that like it could happen. I mean, it wouldn't happen that way, but like
no. I started watching it again like recently.
Yeah,
it's fucking amazing.
It's great.
It's the best show.
Apparently, Margaret Atwood is writing a sequel book too.
For real?
But I don't know. I don't know if
Do you know the showrunner for that show's a guy?
What, Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah, it's Bruce Miller.
I didn't know that.
Some dude. He hasn't done like anything.
A lot of showrunners are that way these days. They've been like
their first thing is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it does feel like
people are that way these days.
It does feel like it's happening everything with filmmakers and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like you have like Boots Riley, his first film out of the gate is that Sorry to Bother You movie.
Is that his only film?
It's his only film.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so annoying. in they're so incredible way. I mean, like that's just like, come on, fuck you. Just like do something bad first. Make us feel like we can all get there.
Yeah, Bruce Miller. So he's been the producer and like the creator of Handmaid's Tale, but he's done like garbage television. He was an executive producer on The 100. He did that TV show Alphas that only did 1 season. He was an executive producer on Eureka for a while, which I love that show.
Yeah, I remember thinking people thought that was a good show.
Yeah, it's a fun, like weird science-y town show.
What was it on Sci-Fi?
It's like a goofy sci-fi version of Fringe, kind of.
Fringe is another one that I didn't get into enough. I've heard
I love that show. You know what? I haven't actually watched. Dude, he's done like all like the same like level of show. The 4400.
Oh, the 100, and then he really moved up exponentially. You're welcome.
Did the 4400 before.
It's not true.
So he moved down.
Can't possibly be true.
Fucking dunce.
He just, sorry. Well, the square root.
He also did ER and Everwood.
Everwood. Whoa.
Is Everwood good?
No. Chris Pratt was on there though.
Chris Pratt?
Yeah.
Is it a 2002 series?
Yeah. He was before he did something else. I forgot what else.
Oh. Here, since we're talking comic book characters, and this just showed up on my IMDb.
Yeah.
Aquaman. It's coming out.
I was going to say, show your work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm of the opinion that the trailer looks good, but I'm of the opinion that everything DC touches is garbage.
Yes, a lot of people are that way as well. You should be.
Yeah, which is why I think that DC Universe shit's gonna flop real hard.
It could. I mean, Titans apparently has been good so far. I haven't watched any of it, but.
Well, don't you have to buy the service?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm like a free month trial.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till it's done and then just binge it all.
Yeah, and then free month trial and then cancel it.
I want to wait until that way.
It might be the move.
I want to wait until Doom Patrol's out too because I like Doom Patrol a lot more than
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol's like this weird, like almost like DC's answer to the X-Men back when they first came out. They have a lot, but they're a lot more like very strange and like dark and I'm just now starting Grant Morrison's very first run when he created Doom Patrol. Well, he didn't create Doom Patrol, but when he like rebranded them.
Okay.
And now Gerard Way is writing Doom Patrol right now, like the current stuff.
Oh yeah,
we talked about this last episode. Yeah. But it's got a really interesting
Romance is Gerard Way.
Yeah, of Black Parade fame. But like Brendan Fraser is playing this like robot in it. It's really it's very.
What is like the what's the Marvel example of Doom Patrol? Because they all have the exact same characters.
Well, like I said, it was DC's answer kind of to the X-Men. Like
I truly did not even hear you say that.
Okay. they're like outcasts and weirdos, and they have like powers, or but they're not
like shunned by society,
right? Yeah, and they sort of get formed in this team.
The opposite of like the Iron Mans, where like society kind of loves them.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and they sort of are like, well, then we'll make our own team. Sort of like we'll play ball by ourselves over here, and like that's kind of what the X-Men were too. But it's not like they're united as mutants. These guys are just united as weirdos, which I love.
Yeah, you're a fucking weirdo. No, I'm just holding this mic weird.
Alex is sitting with his hands in a prayer like a prayer form, not in like the pure prayer form, but he's got his fingers interlocked like he's praying.
Yeah. Not fingies point to the heavens.
No. As well they should be.
As well they should.
What up, Jesus?
Supposed to be.
Always.
Who's that? Your Mexican friend?
Yeah.
Jesus.
You know him. But I'm interested to see where that goes. Aquaman, I'm of the opinion that it looks good, but DC has burned me.
Who's directing it?
James Wan.
I almost said Ang Lee.
Good thing you didn't. Ang Lee's not that great anymore.
Yeah. What did he do?
I'm forgetting. I'm blanking on. Did he do Crouching Tiger?
Oh, that movie's. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Crouching Tiger's a fucking amazing.
But he also did that bad Eric Bana Hulk movie.
He also did Life of Pi.
Oh, that's really good. Maybe I'm wrong. That's why I was like, I don't know if he's bad now or not.
Brokeback Mountain, Eric Bana's Hulk.
Okay, so
he hasn't done much though.
Yes, but he's done some heavy hitters.
Yeah, a few.
Like Life of Pi, Brokeback Mountain.
Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk.
That was him?
Yeah. Did that 2 years ago.
No, but James Wan he's a visionary as far as like actual like visuals go.
Even that in the trailer where they cut from the snow globe and it zooms into the lighthouse.
There's that really cool scene too where he's like running with a steady cam and then he jumps out the window and then follows somebody on a roof.
Yeah.
And I don't see where the edit point is. It has to be the window, but it's so fast.
Yeah, it's insanely fast.
It's really well done.
What if there's no edit point?
I think
what if you have you could probably have like a robotic arm,
but they weren't running through a city like that. I guess she was on rooftops, but it looks like
it's got to be green screen or blue screen.
I think the guy in the building is on green screen because the people that he's running past they look like they're like on a different sort of like level of depth than they should be.
Oh, okay.
But that scene where he's
saying how like, cause I'm doing After Effects, like animation and green screen stuff right now.
Yeah.
And I'm doing like very, very basic shit.
Yeah. Like just,
and I can't imagine like, cause you see some of those scenes that it's like, there's one real thing in the room with them. Everything else is green. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's even like really good. That's one of my favorite like VFX videos is there's a video of how the taxi cab murder scene in Zodiac was shot.
I've seen it.
It takes place outside, like on a hill at nighttime, like in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And the real shot is like in a brightly lit green screen room. And the only thing that's real is the car.
Yep.
Everything else is green screen.
There's one just like that for The Great Gatsby. And it's Tobey Maguire and Leonardo DiCaprio in a car, and they're on this like they're speeding across this bridge in New York, and it's this massive sweeping shot, and it also looks like it's a huge like drone shot or massive crane shot.
Yeah.
But really they're on a tiny little soundstage and they're both in this like half of a car. And Tobey Maguire like looks back and he's like in awe of the city and in this like area he's never been.
Yeah.
And he's just looking at the film crew. and they're all just laughing because he's just giving them this really goofy awestruck
He's like really selling it too.
Because he's an actor. Yeah, that's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And if somebody's just staring at you like,
dude, actors are insane. I don't know how you do that. It's got to be a little bit of psychosis, right?
Yeah, and that's funny because like when you and I have like done obviously like student level films, but you realize how hard acting is actually.
Yeah, you have to say the same line with the same emotion like 12 times,
or be able to like when a director's like, "Hey, try it this way," then like
completely change.
Yeah, and do it like really effectively, like believably. That's the hardest part because we find actors, we've worked with some really great people, but
we worked with some bad people.
Yes, and you realize that like most like there's a reason that they do get paid a lot of money. It's the same as like athletes, like because it's really hard to do what they do at the level that they do it. I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
dude, even at like a small level, it's fucking hard. I can't do it.
No.
If I ever tried it, like I have videos from like an acting class that I did that I had recorded.
You have them?
I do. And they are bad. I have them on my YouTube channel.
You have them on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, they're super embarrassing.
Oh,
it's me doing a monologue, and one of the monologues is from the podcast Harmontown when they're playing.
Yes.
When they're playing D&D.
Yes.
And so the monologue that I do is Dan Harmon's character from that, and he's talking to like an ice giant, but Dan's also very drunk,
as always.
Yeah. So my monologue is a drunk Dan Harmon playing a D&D character.
How'd you do? What'd you give yourself out of 10?
A fucking 2.
Really?
Maybe.
Like really bad?
Yeah, and the only reason why I'm giving myself a 2 is because I said all the words.
And you knew how to act drunk.
Yeah, felt at home.
Yeah, you're like, this feels like life.
Yeah. Feels like what I say to myself in the mirror.
Yeah. Just to finish up on Aquaman really quick, I also would say, though, it's getting good reviews. And
Aquaman is?
Yeah, because I think Rotten Tomatoes, it's like 78% right now. Yeah. Or 79. But
how many ratings, though?
I don't know. I don't know.
Probably not many because it's not out yet.
No, the embargo's lifted. I mean, all the reviews are out probably for it. Most of them, at least. People got to see it a long time ago. But the big thing for me is going to be
75% on Rotten Tomatoes.
How many reviews?
Give me a second. Give me a second. 74 critics.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
They usually get to most they get around like 100 or something. So I mean that's pretty good.
Yeah.
The big thing for me is going to be this movie can be great, and it might be, but it doesn't. They're still trying to do that DC extended universe thing.
Yeah.
Or what is it now? I think it's called the World of DC or some shit like that.
Oh, they keep changing the name?
Well, it was never actually called the DCU. Apparently.
Yeah, we all said that. The MCU.
Right. And now they're like, no, it's the World of DC or some shit. And nobody gives a fuck. But any
movie that tries to like create a world off the jump is destined for failure. It happened with The Mummy.
Yes.
It happened with what did it happen with? King Arthur.
Iron Man did it.
Yeah, but they had like
they didn't though. Well, they used all of their capital was their company. They literally told, was it Goldman Sachs, like, we'll give you all of our characters if this movie fails.
For real?
Yeah.
Holy
they bet on themselves as just Marvel Studios, and then Disney bought them, obviously, but they weren't owned by Disney at that point. See, theirs was the biggest gamble, and theirs is the one that paid off.
I think the problem is that everybody goes, if we create a universe, people will be into it, but they don't make a good movie.
No,
Iron Man 1, they said, okay, this is what we're planning on doing. But Iron Man 1 is one of the best fucking movies in the whole MCU.
Yeah,
it's a great movie.
And obviously the only real big connection is that little end credit scene with Samuel L. Jackson, like, you know what we're doing? We're putting together the Avengers.
Yeah.
But DC's problem extends so far beyond that. And that can be like an episode unto itself with so many problems.
Probably.
But their biggest problem was that they handed it to a guy who was not the right choice, and they didn't vet that well enough. They watched 300 and said Zack Snyder's the right guy. Yeah, to plot out the DCEU.
The first 300 is pretty good.
No, it is, but
it's a great movie.
And Watchmen also, he'd done Watchmen. But in Man of Steel, I would still say is like it's good enough. It's not great.
Man of Steel's okay.
It's
BVS is a heaping hunk of shit.
So is Justice League. Yeah, and I mean
Wonder Woman, great.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's it's good. And Aquaman could also be good. But those two movies really don't feel like they're going to tie in at all. And the rest of the movie, they've announced like 1,000 films that they're planning.
For real.
They've announced a Green Lantern film, so many different like Bat Family films, a Nightwing film, they're doing Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad 2, a Batman movie with Matt Reeves directing it, Batgirl.
Suicide Squad 2. Same cast?
Yeah. They're about to start filming the Birds of Prey.
I forgot about Suicide Squad. That movie is terrible.
Yeah, that's another bad one. But that's another one.
It's 3 bad to 2. or to one good, one we don't know yet.
Wait,
our Man of Steel. Yeah.
So like one okay, one good.
Yeah.
One probably okay, Aquaman, and then all the rest bad. Pretty bad.
Real bad. BVS is actually no, not BVS. Justice League is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yeah. I think BVS for a lot of us
it's at least the worst movie from like 2 years ago.
I think as like nerds, I think BVS hits home more because we thought a lot of us were so hyped for it.
Yeah, it's like that. Really let it's us like down. That Star Wars Phantom Menace thing that everybody had.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Like the buildup is so good, and then it was just so underwhelming. It was that it's exponentially worse.
And the problem
because it didn't meet like any expectation.
Yeah, and all the stuff that came out afterwards when you realized that he like had planned for a 3.5 hour movie and then cut it down from that. Like his final cut was 3.5 hours.
And then it was like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and he cut it an hour out of it.
Yeah.
You don't have a movie then. Don't fucking write a 3.5 hour movie thinking that you're going to release that. And that's your final movie.
And then cut out an hour.
Yeah, to release it. What an idiot.
And then you also realize that Ben Affleck didn't like it. Well, actually, Ben Affleck didn't like it because he got so much.
I was going to say he didn't. Yeah. He didn't. It wasn't that he didn't like it until all of a sudden it was bad, and then he just gave up.
That's one of my favorite videos ever.
The sad Affleck.
When it's a. Uh-oh, my battery's running low.
Isn't it plugged in?
It is plugged in.
Did you plug it in all the way? Oh, wait, go turn that light switch on. The one on the far left.
Jesus I forgot about Christ. Dude, we almost lost all this recording.
Thank the sweet Lord. There's nope. Far left. Not the right. Sorry. But yeah, DC.
Now the Christmas tree's on.
DC is just bad. I think
there we go.
I think Aquaman's going to be good. I'm excited to see it.
I think it'll be pretty good too. It looks really cool.
Yeah. I want to know where they're going to go though from there. I know we're getting Wonder Woman 2. We're getting the Joker weird not part of the universe film.
Oh, the Joaquin Phoenix one?
Yeah, I don't know about that or not. I also don't care. I don't give a fuck about the Joker anymore. I love that character.
I don't care. Yeah, after Heath Ledger's Joker, I don't think you can have a better Joker.
Well, it's almost like
it was amazing.
After Heath Ledger's Joker and then because of Jared Leto's Joker, which was so bad.
Yeah, that was a pointless Joker.
I think there's a kernel of
good in there. Cut out a lot of.
That's what he says.
A lot of stuff too.
He said there was enough to make a whole Joker movie, and that they cut out.
Well, that sounds ridiculous.
I think there's a kernel of a good idea in it, but the tattoos are so stupid. A lot of his dumb.
He has a fucking bad. He has a riff-raff grill.
I hate. Oh,
he does look like a riff-raff. He looks exactly like riff-raff.
He's gonna pretend he don't know nobody.
Yeah, I don't even get that reference.
That's riff-raff.
Is that a riff-raff song?
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna blow up and pretend I don't know anybody.
Is he tiptoeing in his Jordans?
Yes, he is.
4 Z's,
dude. Actually the grill is almost cool because the point is that Batman knocked out all of his teeth when he punched him.
Oh, that's a thing.
That's what it was for. Yeah, which is. It's like almost cool.
They don't reference that though at all in the movie.
No, they don't. But that's supposed to be a thing.
That's like what the writer says like in an interview later.
Yes, yeah. That's what all of their movies are. They're all almost okay. Like everything is almost cool.
Yeah.
But it's not, so it's bad. Like Suicide Squad.
I think they're playing to the audience too much instead of just being like, let's just make something really cool that we all like.
I think it's the opposite because DC's whole thing was we're going to hand it off to the creators and let them make it. Like, you guys do your own thing. Like it's our universe and they have to tie together loosely, but we're going to let the creators like do their thing.
But it doesn't feel like that at all. I felt like the studio did a lot of shit.
Yeah.
It felt like the studio stepped in and just said publicly that they weren't.
Well, Suicide Squad's a perfect example. So they only gave David Ayer 6 weeks to write the script. That's nothing.
6 weeks?
6 weeks. And then he shot the movie.
I wonder why it's bad.
Yeah. He shot the movie and they handed it off to another studio to make a trailer out of it. Like that's how it always goes. They made that Bohemian Rhapsody trailer that was really cool.
Yeah.
But then,
have you seen that movie yet?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. It's
worth a watch.
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay.
But people love that trailer so much that then they asked that company to do their own edit of the film.
Oh,
because there were issues with David Ayer's edit. They didn't like it. It was too dark.
Is that the one that they released?
Yeah. It's not David Ayer's edit. The edit that they released is the one from the company.
Oh, that's fucked. Did David Ayer take his name off as director?
No, he didn't. What's that called? What's the name?
Writing under like a pseudonym?
No, it's when you can't do it anymore, but
isn't it like Jonathan Tingle or something like that?
It's something weird. Where you can say that's your director's name when you don't want your name attached to it. Yeah. But it's I don't think you can do it anymore. The Directors Guild outlawed it, I think.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you can anymore.
Why? Because the studio can market it as this person's film?
Yeah. Because
directors are kind of like superstars now in their own right.
Right. Because Fincher wanted to do that with Alien 4 or whatever, 3 or whatever it was that he hated.
Fincher directed Alien 4?
Exactly. He won't talk about it.
Huh.
He won't acknowledge it. You're not allowed to bring it up in interviews or anything like that. And he wanted to do that with it, but they wouldn't let him.
Oh my God. That would be so funny if he was on like Conan. I feel like Conan would do it. Actually, no, Conan wouldn't do it.
I think Kimmel would.
Yeah. Kimmel would do it.
Kimmel
just
would
bring up Alien 4.
Because he just doesn't care. Because he's like the edgy one. But
you know who really could do it? Sean Evans on Hot Ones. Right after he eats the bomb wing.
Yeah, that's right. He would do it for sure. Actually, you know who would do it? And he could, because he brings people on and he really doesn't give a fuck. Eric Andre would be the person that would make it first question.
Eric Andre would start the interview and have somebody come out in an alien costume.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like Rogan would do it, and he would figure out how to make it okay.
Sure would, yeah.
Where Fincher would talk about it because Rogan's just cool.
Actually, I don't know. Rogan steered clear of some people's stuff.
Yeah, he won't talk about. He won't talk about his friend Neil deGrasse Tyson. They were like good friends, and now
What's
they're
up with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
He's got me too'd.
Oh, Neil got me too'd?
Yeah.
What'd he do?
I mean, I don't know.
Did he do the O'Reilly? Was he jerking off on the phone?
No. Oh no, that's not the O'Reilly. That's the
O'Reilly did it too.
Oh, did he? That's Louis C.K. too.
Oh yeah. Well, Louis is more famous for jerking off in front of you.
Oh yeah, sorry.
O'Reilly would call and be like would talk like sexually, and he was just beating his meat the whole time.
What a fucking just gross person.
Oh God.
Neils are like they're. It's tough to say.
That's almost not even like predatory, like calling somebody and jerking off. Like you're just a pervert. Like you're just like a creep.
Yeah, I mean you're not like trying to find them or anything. Yeah, but it's still not okay.
You're just a weirdo.
I know that you are cool with that, but it's not okay.
Fuck you. Same with like Louis though. Like Louis is just like he's a perv.
Apparently he like blocked the door though.
Oh, that's creepy.
That's not okay. Yeah, and it's gross.
But if it was like. Because from what I understood of the whole situation, for most of the girls, it was like, can I jerk off in front of you? Yes. And then he just did it.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
I mean, I wonder what he thought was going to happen.
I think Sarah Silverman said he did it in front of her, but she was like, yeah, do it.
she would, yeah. She wouldn't care at all. Yeah. That's hilarious.
Such a funny story, though. It's such a funny memory to have. Like, if you don't feel like you're being like preyed upon. You just watch the biggest comic in the world just furiously masturbate his red dick. His fucking red little ginger Mexican dick.
Mexican?
Louis C.K. is Mexican.
I didn't know that.
He's 100% Mexican.
100%?
Born in Mexico. Both of his parents are Mexican.
I didn't know that.
He's got who's the boxer?
Oscar De La Hoya?
No, Mexican guy, but he's like red hair, freckles, green eyes.
Oh, I don't know.
He's 100% Mexican. I can't remember his fucking name.
It's funny. I don't know sports, but Alex knows a lot more about boxing and UFC than I do.
Oh, yeah.
And by a lot, I mean, like, I don't know anything. More. I don't claim to know.
It's the only sport that I know a lot about. Actually, I know a decent amount about basketball.
What do you know about basketball?
I follow a lot of basketball players and Instagram accounts for basketball.
Actually, no, you know a lot about soccer, I feel like.
I know a decent amount about soccer.
I would say that's probably your next one after combat sports.
I don't know a lot about like big USA sports. Yeah. Like, I don't know a ton about baseball.
No, I
don't know a ton about football.
I feel like hockey's like your worst one.
I'm really bad at hockey.
Yeah. Even though I feel like you're cool with hockey, like you enjoy watching.
I like hockey.
Yeah.
Well, I especially don't give a fuck right now because the Blues are terrible.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
I watched like 3 games this year, and I think it was like 6-1, 5-1, and like 5-2.
Yeah, I think
brutal.
I think a really telling stat for how bad a team is the 4 times last year they lost at home 4 times last year they gave up 5 or more goals at home. They've already done it like 8 times this season, and they're not even halfway in.
So you're saying that's not a good thing?
I'm saying it's not desirable.
Okay.
I would avoid it if you could.
Okay. Well, you learn something every day. I thought that would have been nice.
You learn not to lose. Oh, you mean win? Win, baby, win?
I thought it was like golf. Low score wins.
Oh, well, in that case, the Blues would be almost undefeated.
There you go.
Maybe a number one.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. They're at that point now, right now.
I'm so fucking low energy tonight. I don't know why. You seem fine. I feel low energy.
Do you need another Monster?
No.
Die. Don't do that. But
I haven't eaten today, though. Really.
You want to get some? Do you need to eat something?
No, I'm going to go to dinner in a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit. I just fucking mumbled through that whole thing. I ate a Belvita on the way here. One of those like breakfast crackers. And then I had my girlfriend's like leftover pasta.
You want like a protein bar?
It's pretty good. No.
Okay.
I think I want to get sushi.
No.
I think I want to get sushi after this.
Oh, go to Wasabi.
No. Sushi Station.
It's good.
Got some fresh sushi? Fresh sushi?
Yeah, get fresh sushi.
Fucking mumbly and old.
Yeah.
Old dunce mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
Do you want to save let's save Black Hammer for next week.
Yeah.
What are you like an hour and 25 minutes in, 30 minutes in?
Yeah. Well, you want to wrap up now?
Yeah, probably. I need to meet my mom. I told her I could be there at 7.
Oh, sweet.
And that's like 10 minutes from now.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Well, I showed up 30 minutes late.
Yeah.
It's my fault.
Again, yeah. That's my question.
Yeah. Well, this podcast is my fault.
Yep.
Sorry.
I don't think it's been bad.
No, it's not been bad.
I think it's really good content, though, to decide whether you like the podcast during the podcast and also like
and announce it.
Yeah, we're not going to edit it out, I'm sure.
No, not at all. No, we'll leave it there.
Yeah, we never.
Let them decide. We dropped the C word like twice today, too. It's a weird one.
We never really got to the other comic we're going to do, but Black Hammer is one that we'll do.
Yeah, we'll do it next week.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah. This one will come out. Actually, you fucking know when it's going to come out. You'll see that it's posted.
That is true.
Jesus.
Yes. What are you talking to him for? You think he's listening?
Oh, the one other guy that's listening?
Jesus?
Oh, he probably is.
Well, you're like, you know it'll come out. Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus. R.I.P.
Jesus. R.I.P.
Nobody ever says that for like for Jesus or like other like religious figures.
Also, at some point,
Jesus, R.I.P. Dude, Julius Caesar, R.I.P.
Well, I was going to say for Jesus, you can say R.I.P., but also congratulations on whoever's expecting at some point when he comes back.
What do you mean?
He's coming back at some point. That's what he said.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably no time soon.
You don't know that.
Yeah. We got to delete the internet, then I'll come back.
You think that's why?
Yeah.
But I mean,
he's like, there's people watching shit porn. I got to stay up here.
There was almost 2,000 years though between when he died and when the internet was like, invented.
Yeah. And all of his priests were fucking kids. Still are.
Yeah.
That's actually probably what he's waiting for. He's like, once those priests stop diddling kids, young altar boys named Alex.
Yeah. Yeah. I was an altar boy.
I know. So was I.
Yeah. Well, like
did you ever go in the rectory?
Yeah.
Did anybody come in yours?
I have some fond memories.
What? Biting a pillow?
Yeah. Well, dude, the crazy thing is like, which I think is Pope Innocent. I forget which number he was, but what a great name.
Was he guilty?
Well, literally, his thing was he got like the world's first blood transfusion when he was dying. I think I might be getting this wrong, but did he have a blood boy? They bled 3 little boys to death, and he like drank their blood, and then he died. But that was like the first time that they were like, okay, what? We need to give you somebody else's blood.
Can we talk about Pope Innocence next week?
Yeah, if I'm right. I mean, it might be a different one.
I really want to talk about this now.
It might be Gregory.
Holy shit.
I forget which one it is.
Dude, we should do that.
What, talk about that? So
we should do comics, and then like each week we should bring like a crazy story.
What, like a report?
No, not a report. Like just like... Let's just both like plan on doing research on like just random, because I like doing research on random stuff. I think we should plan to talk about comics, and then just if we have something cool to talk about, we should do it. Yeah, just look it up really quick. Look up Pope Innocent. Do you know which little boy blood? Pope Innocent boy blood.
Yeah.
Oh, blood transfusion.
There you go.
Damn, Pope Innocent the 8th.
Yeah, there you
1942.
Go. There were 7 innocent popes before him.
Holy shit.
Wait, what year was it?
1492.
You know what happened that year? What? Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
For real?
That's what they said.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Can I tell you 3 things that you probably didn't know about him? The 3 things are he had 3 ships. They were the
drank
Nina,
the blood of Jewish boys.
Santa Maria.
Jesus.
Of Jewish boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, he drank 3
This is
full
Scientific
boys.
American.
He drank 3 full boys of little boy blood.
So this is a Scientific American article called Bloodlust: The Early History of Transfusion.
Yeah.
And Pope Innocent VIII in 1492 that he was transfused with or drank the blood of Jewish boys.
Yeah, and he's like one of the first ones.
Holy
right?
Shit. Yeah.
And they died, and then he died too. It didn't matter.
I lost my spot. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it doesn't really say that much about it. It says like people are kind of skeptical about it because it was like highly politicized.
There's certain
weird. That's all they have about Pope Innocent VIII in this article.
Yeah, that he drank 3 little boys.
Holy shit, though. That is fucked.
Isn't that insane?
Dude, popes are some of the weirdest people in the world. I was looking at that like Pope
here you go.
Pope Benedict stuff.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Knew about the old rape for a while.
But then he was a Nazi.
Even like doing
he was said to have been given the world's first blood transfusion by his Jewish physician Giacomo de San Geniso, who had him drink the blood of 3 10-year-old boys. The boys subsequently died.
Well, that's Wikipedia. That actually is the best research, though.
Yeah, as long as it's actually cited.
Oh my God.
I would go down past the early years.
Oh, to his death? Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait, he had a blood transfusion for a fever.
Well, I think it was
fucking idiot.
This just fell into a fever. It sounds like he.
I know.
The evidence for this story, however, is unreliable. It may have been motivated by anti-Semitism. Pope Innocent VIII died himself.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, that'll leave you with something real fun to think about.
That's right. And
yeah, happy we're in 2018. If we were all born 500 years ago, could have been
one of us.
Could have been drained.
I was born in 1492. 500 years earlier. I would have been 0, but I don't think it would have stopped him.
Oh, baby boy blood.
I mean, what's the difference between little boy and baby boy? It's all bad.
Baby boy's fresher, for sure.
You think so?
Less blood, though. Could you imagine if whenever you were a baby, you had the same amount of blood that you do now?
You'd like be so plump.
12 pints?
I actually was very plump. Maybe I did.
Were you? Dude, I was tiny.
I was so fat.
I was preemie and sick when I was born.
Dude, I'm not kidding. I think I was like 10 pounds when I was born.
Oh, I was 5 pounds, 6 ounces.
Oh, you were
tiny.
You were tiny.
Yeah, almost died.
And look how big you've gotten.
I almost died. So did my mom.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
Had like a blood clot.
Actually, my mom did too. My mom, she didn't almost die, but I think she had a blood clot too, and she had to get her tubes tied. She was messed up for a while.
What tubes?
The tubes.
The blood tubes?
No, the tubes. Yeah. She doesn't have any blood.
She had the clot, so they just plugged off one little part.
She had the clot.
She had the clot.
You get the clot, get the clap. Same thing.
Bam. Well, this was fun.
Yep.
This is a weird one.
It was kind of
all over the place.
Yeah, we didn't have nearly as much direction as we do normally. Like we went in with that idea.
Yeah,
we had it all planned. Batman Hush. We didn't talk about that much.
Then it just ran. No, we did not. Well, I think we realized that there's a lot of spoilers.
Yeah, and I feel like we could have probably spoiled it.
But you should read it, though.
You should read it.
It's good.
Yeah.
We actually probably should have spoiled it because it's a 15-year-old comic book.
Yeah. But then we can't be like, go read it. Because what's the point then?
You got to read it. You got to see the artwork.
You get to read the artwork?
It's nice.
You get to see the words, read the artwork.
Yeah. It's a rough one.
I think I just want to apologize on behalf of not that it matters.
You know what? No, we don't have to apologize.
I have Alex muted right now. He can't hear me. He's been awful today. I can't help it. He's just the worst. I can't help it at all.
Hey, Nick, what are you talking about?
Don't come back in. Just wait. You guys, I'm worried about him.
You want some carrots and hummus?
No. Anyways, I think he's having a really hard time. He looks really disheveled. He's about to go to dinner and he doesn't know how bad he looks. He looks he's sweaty and oh God. And he's just, and I feel like his brain's not all there right now. Anyways, hold on. Let me get him. Come on. You're good.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. All right. how'd you get in that bathroom? Did I lock that door?
I don't know.
Anyways, well, I guess we should just wrap this one up.
Yeah.
You can go to dinner. You should wipe your forehead off, you sweaty pig.
Is it bad? For real?
Yeah.
Am I oily?
Yeah.
Sure. No, it's not, you fucking asshole. I got OCD. Very self-conscious. I'll check that out.
Oh. And scene. Okay.
Yeah, guys. So, you're listening to it now. Until we get our RSS feed up and get our own website, most of the episodes are going to be on YouTube. It seems to be the easiest way to release them. SoundCloud we can't do. You only get 180 megabytes free. Oh, and then everything after that is on the pro version.
Well, we'll
talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to figure it out.
We'll keep you guys updated. Email us at notthatitmatterspod at Gmail. Also, hit us up on YouTube, Not That It Matters Podcast. Instagram, I am at AuggiePanu, AuggiePanu.
And I am at the Nick Lanham. Pretentiously, it's the NICKLANHAM.
Yeah, he's super cool. He's the only one.
I know.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks, guys.
We'll be back next Monday. Have a good one.
Bye. I love you.
Bye.